Hi and welcome to my booktube channel. My name is Sam and today I thought I would take you on a little trip to New York City because I went the past week and it was amazing. I loved every second of it and I thought I would share some clips, some stories with you on this YouTube channel. So I guess we'll just jump straight into day one. So day one was basically just a travel day. We had a 3 o'clock flight at Gatwick Airport. So we had a 4-hour drive down to London to get to the airport, and then we had a 6-hour flight to New York City where we landed in JFK Airport. And yeah, it was just a long flight, and I did watch Everything Everywhere on the flight because it has like those screens on American planes. So I watched Everything Everywhere All at Once. I think that's the name, but it was just kind of like this wacky film that everyone was in love with. It was good. I don't really understand what was happening because the audio and the headphones were so bad. I was basically just watching pictures on a screen and it was very all over the place. If you've watched the film, you probably understand. Just picture you watching the film but without the audio. But yeah, it was mostly just travel. Landed in America was amazing. We got a taxi to the hotel, which was like the Ryu Hotel, which was just off Times Square. And in the taxi, I kind of just had my head stuck up looking out the window like that. So I was getting all these amazing views and it was so pretty. I'll show you my hotel room. So let's get on to that. So here is my room in the New York hotel we're staying in. As you enter, there is the bathroom with a nice big shower, and then obviously you have the rest of the bathroom utilities. You have the wardrobe, which is very big and has a bunch of stuff in it. Full-size mirror, a massive bed, and a little desk area with all my rubbish here. And then the best thing about this room is I get the view from this side of the building and this side of the building. I'm going to turn these lights off so that it doesn't reflect as much, but how do I open these? I'm too scared to go near the edge. But look at that, that is so cool. I'll show you in the morning as well, but it's nighttime right now. And this is so cool. Okay, and then I'll show you, oh god. And then I'll show you, there's also like a little mini fridge and stuff. We'll turn that off and get a better view out here. So we've got massive buildings. They're so cool. But yeah, that's the view from that side. I'll show you in the morning, but for now, I'll move on. So here are the views from my hotel room in the daytime. You can see them much better now. It looks so cool. Same from this side, but a bit more. And there's this side, which is also really pretty. And kinky boots, I've seen that, it's good. So cool. Anyway, I'll get into the day. So on day 2, we had more of a touristy day. We were kind of all over the place because we hadn't fully organised what we were doing, but we got some tickets for the hop on, hop off bus, which is like just a topless bus that you go on and then you see the city and get off wherever you want to get off. So there's some missed footage of that I'll play in a moment, but we went and saw the Statue of Liberty first. I have been to it before, but I was like, what, 10 or whatever, so it was really amazing to be back, and I definitely did buy some little statues of liberties to put on my bookshelf, which you'll see in a bookshelf tour that'll come soon. But yeah, we saw the Statue of Liberty, which is amazing. We got some amazing views of the entire like bottom half of the city. You can get that like nice skyline. We also saw Ellis Island, but we didn't really go in the museum because no one else wanted to go in, so we kind of just got some food and then left. And also I knew Americans didn't like queuing, but okay, so basically you get on these ferries to go to the different islands, and you'll have hundreds of people will be waiting in line to get on these ferries, and instead of just doing lines like a normal person, these like people running the ferries, these Americans, like, y'all, there's no line, everybody just push up, get close. And I was like, where's the social distancing? Where is the personal space? And they grabbed us, well, they didn't grab us, but they like shoved us all into this giant bubble of people, so it was just a giant crowd instead of just doing an organized line. Like, and then everyone kind of had to like funnel in and shove their way into the ferry. It was really weird. Americans need to learn how to queue, because that was crazy. And there was like constant people shouting, y'all, there's no queue, keep going, don't stop. Even when the ferry wasn't even there, they just wanted us all compact. It was very weird. Then after Ellis Island, we went back into New York City. We stopped off at Times Square again. We went into the M&M shop, which was really cool. I didn't buy anything because it was just all overpriced M&Ms that you can buy from a sweet shop. But it was really nice to see. They didn't have like the what M&M U machine that they had last time I went. Last time I went, I was a golden M&M, but I don't know what I am now. Then we just kind of walked around Times Square for a bit until kind of like evening time. We had Applebee's for dinner, which was disgusting, and it was definitely a mistake. Even my American friend on Instagram was just like, why did you go there? I have not been there for the 20 years of my life. You should not have gone. But it was disgusting. The waiter was really nice. He gave me a free water. But there's worse food. I'll get onto the worst food experience in the next day. But Applebee's, disgusting. But the smoothie was okay. The strawberry and mango smoothie was okay. And then when it became nighttime, we went to the Rockefeller, which is like this really tall building that you can go up. And we went at like 9 o'clock so we could see all the evening views and all the lights of the city all on in darkness. I don't know how to explain that. But yeah, we went in that, and before we went up, there's like this little fountain, and you can kind of go into the fountain and it shoots up, and then you're kind of like in a water cage almost. I have a clip of me doing that. I'm very awkward because I don't know what to do with my arms or my body while I'm being recorded. So I'll add that in there. I'm very awkward. Please don't judge me. And then there was like a roller skating rink in the little thing where normally the ice skating is at Christmas time. There was a roller skating one this time. I would have really liked to go on there, but we didn't have time because we were about to go up to the rock. But it looked really fun and it was amazing. And some guy sold us a random CD of him singing. We just gave him money so he would go away. And the copper was like, dude, you can't do this here. So yeah, and then we went up to the rock and it was really good. There was amazing views. I could not for the life of me go near the edge. I went near the edge twice and that was enough for me because, oh my god, on top of the Empire State Building there's like caging and like kind of like a wall and then cage, but on the Rockefeller there's these tiny thin bits of glass in front of you, so you could easily just fall off, and there's even gaps between the glass and it's like, I'm not going anywhere near that. So I kind of got some far off shots for you, but it was very beautiful. It doesn't really pick up in the pictures because obviously you get all the glare, but in person it was really pretty. So I definitely recommend going up the rock if you go to New York City. I tried to get some good videos, but I don't think I did that very well. But yeah, I went up to the edge twice. Once on a corner bit where there was two walls and I was kind of like, okay, edge closer. And then once at the very end and I was like, okay, I need a picture of the Empire State Building. But yeah, I did it twice. But anyway, on to day 3. So day 3 was definitely a lot more eventful day than day 1 and day 2 because we got a lot of stuff done. We kind of just went all over New York. We were like, we got to do this, we got to do that, we got to do this. So we started off kind of in the Macy's Flatiron Building kind of area, and we saw the Empire State Building. We didn't go up it. We've been up it before, but that was really nice to see. But Macy's was a massive. And then we went to the Friends experience, which I'm not gonna lie, I've never watched Friends. The TV show Friends. Never seen it. I've seen odd clips from it, so I understood some of the things that were there. I understood like the couch and the turkey head. But it was definitely an experience. The Friends experience was an experience. So the Friends experience was good. I got lots of pictures to rub in my friends' faces because my 2 best friends love Friends and I'm the one that doesn't. So it's kind of funny that I was the one that went. And then we went to Barnes & Noble, which I'm going to save the clips of that for my book haul video, which I'm going to do after this one. But Barnes & Noble, oh my god, you Americans don't know how amazing you have it. The Barnes & Noble is so cool. There's so many beautiful editions of books, and they have baskets. They have baskets in bookshops, so you can carry a basket and just chuck books in. I was in heaven. I think I was in there for like an hour and a half or whatever, just chucking books in there. You'll see what I bought in the next video, but I went a little overboard. I spent like $180 in Barnes & Noble alone. I say alone because we went to a different bookshop after that. But oh my god, they had baskets in Barnes & Noble. There were so many pretty American covers that we don't have in England. And yeah, I was in there for way too long. I should have been supervised. But after Barnes & Noble, we went to Chinatown, which was really cool. We had some like chicken bowl things, which were good. Well, I say we, my brother had them and I stole some of his. But the only reason we went to Chinatown was there was this specific bookshop I wanted to go to called yuandmebooks, and it's run by this lovely lady on Instagram who I've been following since she was first talking about starting a book bar. So actually being in it was kind of surreal, and I talked to her. She was even more lovely in person. We had a good chat. I spent another about $100 in there on books, but I did get like 5 signed books, so it was definitely worth it. I 100% recommend yuandmebooks. I'll leave all the information of like where it is in the description. Definitely recommend it. It was really good. Then we went back to Times Square, and I went to the BTS shop, which is a K-pop band, if you didn't know. Some people don't somehow. But I went to the BTS shop, technically Line Friends, but it was mostly BTS merch. I definitely bought some stuff in there. And then where else did we go? We went to Target, which is a weird place to go. It's basically just a supermarket, but I really wanted to be able to be like, hey, I went to Target. I would have liked to go to Walmart, but I don't think they have those in New York, or they didn't any that we saw. But I've been in a Target now. All the American viewers are just going to be like, Target? Why are you going to Target? But that was kind of fun to go into, and then went into a sweet shop. And then, okay, the worst food experience ever. We literally got chased out of this rib place. I don't even know what it was called. It was like Ohio Ribs or Dallas Ribs or something like that. And the food, oh my god, the food was vile. Americans can't cook anything that isn't a burger. Like, oh, okay, this is how serious it is. My brother literally had to leave the table and throw up in the bathroom. The food was so bad. We left most of it. The waitress was so rude. She barely talked to us. All she did was scowl at us, and she kind of just didn't, she wasn't very friendly. She wasn't very welcoming, as you would expect. So it was a really horrible experience. We left most of the food because it was inedible. There was hairs in my fries, like multiple little white hairs in my fries. It was disgusting. We had like chicken that was drenched in this kind of like oily sauce. It was, the prawns tasted like they'd come straight out of the freezer. If I knew the name, I would warn you off of it, because don't go there. It's disgusting. Even the people on the table next to us, which I think were 2 Americans, their food was untouched, and they were there for like an hour because they were there before us, and then we were there for like half an hour, and they hadn't even touched their food the entire time, and they were Americans. So maybe it's just that place, but also Applebee's was disgusting. So far, America, you have nothing good to eat. Even your chocolate is artificial, but hey. So my brother left to go be sick in the toilet, and then he left to get fresh air. So we all decided, you know what, let's just go, continue on with the holiday, forget this horrible food. So we left the money and half of the tip. The tip was like $20, but we were like, the food is disgusting. We've hardly eaten any of it now. And the waiter was absolutely horrible to us. He was so rude. So we left $10. And then as we were leaving, 2 of the people I was with got chased out of the restaurant by the waitress, who was like, y'all didn't leave the whole tip. Yo, how much money did you leave? And like that. And she was like really aggressive. So we ended up just giving her the rest of the tip, even though she did not deserve it at all. And we did Google it. You don't have to, it's not legally binding to tip. Obviously you have to tip because that's polite, but it's not, you don't have to pay the entire tip. So yeah, she basically just robbed us of money for her just standing there and scowling at us. She got like $20 for that. Yeah, she did not deserve that. Anyway. So for day 4, we went to kind of like Central Park area. We went to the Central Park Zoo, which was really amazing. I'll just shove in the clips of that right now. But yeah, the Central Park was really fun. There were so many cute animals. The penguins were my favourite because they were so cute. They kept coming up and like swimming for you, and it was so cute. But then after Central Park Zoo, we just kind of walked down the edge of Central Park. We didn't go in it, unfortunately, but because we were meeting the other half of our group. But I got some clips of Central Park. I don't know how good they were, but I have some clips. And then we went to the Natural History Museum, which was also really good. And we nearly got arrested at the Natural History Museum. Disclosed. So basically, one of our members of our group, we had to borrow a wheelchair for them because they'd forgotten some tablets and they were getting kind of exhausted. So I was wheeling them around in the wheelchair, and it was us two. And nearing the end of, like, we were trying to find the exit because we'd finished looking around and we couldn't find the exit. We literally went floor to floor trying to find this exit the way we came in, and we were following all these exit signs, but it was constantly just stairs. So we're like, well, we can't go up there, can we? So we had to go back, try and find the lift, and the lifts were all the way tucked away. But eventually we kind of found this exit and there was desks, so we thought, oh, okay, we'll just go through here and hope it takes us to the main entrance. We ended up outside, and there was like 2 ramps, and then so we just went up the ramp and saw that we were at the front of the Natural History Museum. So we just went, okay, we'll go up to the front and take it through with the security guard. And he was like, no, you can't take it through here. Go back down that ramp and return it down there. So I was like, oh, okay. So we went down the ramp, and this security guard who we saw earlier, because while we were waiting for the lifts, all these Americans have no respect. Because we were waiting for the lift, me and the person in the wheelchair, and we were waiting for the lift, and all these Americans just go in before you. They don't even think, oh, someone with the wheelchair is waiting to use the lift, let's let them go in. They just walk in, and then we end up having to wait for the next one. And basically the security guard came down and was like, oh, I'm sorry about that. But he came out again, and he was just laughing with us. He was really nice. He took us back inside and showed us where we could return it. But then as we went inside, this woman from behind the desk, who was like another security guard, came around and had a go at us. She was like, so what y'all wanted to do? And like looking us up and down really aggressively. It was like, what y'all wanted to do then? And we're like, well, we're here to return that. She cuts us off. What you want to do? Why is that there? And we're like, well, we couldn't find the exit and we just want to return this. And she was like, you know, the funny thing is, you ain't even supposed to take those outside. Like that aggression, but a bit more. Obviously, I'm not going to do the whole thing. But she was really aggressive, and we're like, we just want to turn it. We couldn't find the entrance. We ended up outside, but we tried to take it back. She was having none of it. She was like, right, you get up, you get out, and then you, pointing to me, take that over there. And then I was like, okay. So they got out, and I took it round. And she's not even nice to her colleagues. Like there was 2 other security guard kind of people there, kind of stood in front of where she wanted me to put the wheelchair, and she was like, hey, Karen, move. This man's trying to put that there. And Karen was like, okay. So obviously she just wasn't a very nice person in general. So I put that back, and then she just kind of glared at us as we left, and we really thought she was going to call the police, because like we basically kind of robbed a wheelchair from the Natural History Museum for 5 minutes trying to return it. But luckily no police were called. We managed to get out. We were very shaken. But yeah, that was very interesting. Then I got arrested at the Natural History Museum by an aggressive security guard. Only me. And then we went back to kind of like Times Square. We kind of lingered there for a bit, listened to like the nice atmosphere with these beautiful women singing. They kept messing up, which is really funny, and they kind of look at each other and like, oh, you forgot the lyrics. They were really nice. I think that was day 4. I'm on day 4. I think that was day 4, or it was day 3. You'll see the clip eventually. But yeah, roll the B footage for that.
little love right to the top. A feeling in your soul. You got to take control. Nothing can hold you back if you really want it. I see it in your eyes. You want the cup of life.
And also for day 4, we also went to kind of like a deli because my brother was obsessed with going to the deli and getting like food from there. And we had a really scary experience. We were the entrance was like here, and our table was here, and this kind of like rough looking man came in and he started shouting at all these deli workers, and he was trying to take food out of the freezer thing that was like in front of us, and he kept like lifting his shirt up like that and sticking his hand down, so we were like, oh my god, he has a gun, he has a gun and he's gonna do something. And like the security lady came out and she was kind of like getting him out, and then the other people were coming and like, you can't be here, and he was like, it was so scary. We were literally stood that far away from him, and he was like next to me, and I was like, okay, just don't look at him, just don't look at him, don't provoke him, he's gonna do something. Oh my god, it was so scary. We literally thought he was gonna pull out a gun and start shooting. But they managed, thankfully, to shut him out. The lady kind of shoved him at the last minute, and he started getting really more riled up about that. And she managed to slam the door and lock it on him. She called the police, and it was scary. It was scary. And he kind of just gave up and left after they locked him out. And then a few minutes later, when like a police officer came up and talked to the security guard, that was a bit surreal. I never want to experience that again. Yeah, anyway, onwards. So day 5 was the day we travelled back, but we had the morning left to do kind of whatever. So we kind of went out to the deli again. Definitely an interesting choice, but it was really amazing food. Definitely recommend it. It was called like the Majestic. Some of that, and then we kind of just walked around Times Square. We went to the Disney shop. We went back to the BTS shop. Where else did we go? We just kind of like walked around some shops in Times Square, and then we went back to the hotel, waited an hour for the cab. Then we got the cab back to the airport, and then we had a 6-hour flight, and then we had a 4-hour drive back home. And now we're home. I don't know why I'm smiling. I'm eternally depressed that we are back and not still in New York. We get some clips of like normal America that's not like city life. It was kind of like all more in the suburbs of New York, which I thought was really interesting, and I'll play you those clips as well. But yeah, that was today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope me talking didn't ruin it. I just kind of wanted to do something a bit different than my normal vlogs, which are normally just videos and music and no talking. But this time I thought, you know what, I'll talk you through the trip. So if you liked this format more than the other ones, let me know. If you didn't, let me know. Leave a like, comment and subscribe. Comment, tell me if you've been to New York, what your thoughts were on it. If you want to go to New York, tell me some places you would like to visit. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. I will get you a book haul video of all the books I got in America next. But yeah, thanks for watching. See you in the next video. Bye.